actually, I have a sample that I just took from the pond down there, and then I have a sample that we know is from a bloom. So I'm going to be able to kind of give you an idea of everything from, you know, what you should do when you first get it to then you take the sample. So you guys were just down at the pond with Mara? Okay. So yeah, you would come back and take your sample, whether it be with the integrated tube sampler, you could do it with the plankton tonet. The only bad thing about the plankton tonet is you miss those pico cyanobacteria because yes. So yeah. So that this is kind of, you can use that integrated tube sample or even just the grab sample. This is not going to tell you, you know, what exactly you have. It's just going to tell you if you have some type of cyanobacteria in your system. So the first thing that you do is you take your cuvette, and so you see it's clear. What it's going to do is going to pass a beam of light through there, and then it's if there's any pigments in there, it's going to absorb that light and then fluoresce back. And so this is what we're looking for. Is we're looking for that certain wavelength of fluorescence from cyanobacteria, which is known as phycocyanin, versus like a regular plant or an algae would be higher with, say, like chlorophyll. So that's how you can tell the difference between cyanobacteria and just a regular algae, is that the regular algae, they don't have that phycocyanin pigmentation. So the first thing you do is you take this blank one, it's empty, and you want to make sure you're not going to touch the sides, because you want to make sure it's clear enough that it's actually going to pass through. So we add it in,
and it just
close it, and so when you have this is where your main screen is going to be, and you would hit measure. This is the most expensive button on there is calibrate, because they come factory calibrated. And if you hit calibrate, you mess up the calibration, you have to send it back to the factory, and then they're going to recalibrate and charge you for it. So you hit measure, and because this is our empty one, we're going to hit blank, and then measure again. And so that's just kind of clearing the machine, blanking it, getting it ready to go. Complete. I'm going to do this one as well.
No, yeah, exactly. Well, here, she's looking there, so let's focus on.
Okay, and then, so now that this is blank, we'll take our sample that we just took from the pond, and we're just going to add it in here. And here, instead of going to blank, then you go to sample.
I have no idea what that is.
And you hit measure, and then wait for the results.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm not even in this. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Wait, well, and see how the light wasn't slides over here on this.
So this one was a blank, and now this one, we actually added this. Yeah, so this one measures phycocyanin and phycoerythrin, and this one measures phycocyanin and
oh, and there's those two.
So we're just kind of taking, it's just so I could show you both of them. And then you can
let me bring it.
come over and you can see. So our phycocyanin is 0.10, and our phycoerythrin is actually 0. And here we're seeing the same thing. We're seeing phycocyanin is 0.10, and our chlorophyll is 0. So odds are, you know, there is a little bit of cyanobacteria, but they're natural. They're always there. But we're not seeing, you know, obviously it's probably not a bloom sample. You know, know that from when you were down there. So that kind of, you know, it is encouraging, and that's the idea here is every water body is different. And what you're going to do is, you know, if you're taking those samples, just like I said, it's important to sample or take pictures and sample when there's not blooms, is so that you can get an idea of, you compare this with cell counts, and you compare it with your tox data. And so, you know, you kind of get an idea within your water body is, as you're seeing this fluorescence kind of increase throughout the season, and then you're starting to see your cell counts increasing, you're starting to see your toxicity increasing at the same time, you can kind of get an idea then as you keep sampling, say the following year, you're seeing your fluorescence increase, you know either there is a bloom or a bloom is coming, something like that. So you can kind of get an idea of forecasting that bloom, and you get an idea then. Unfortunately, so yeah, you want to make sure you're keeping your sides clean. And I'm actually going to hand this sample off to Shaston then too, so she's able to use it. She'll probably mount a slide with it and take a look to see if there's any cyanobacteria present. Okay. So this goes in here, and now that we've already blanked it, now we're ready to read. So sample, and then measure.
You don't mind just getting.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, so our phycocyanin is 0.1 and our phycoerythrin is actually reading at 0. Let me do one of these ones too. This one. So they're not. So that's your most important thing that you're gonna.
And what does that mean to you right now when you see those numbers?
That it's very low.
It's very low.
It's very low. So kind of what I suggest with this is you want to pair it with also like whether it be a cell count or a cyanobacteria or a cyanotoxin analysis as well. So because every water body is different. And you want to start to build this monitoring and start this kind of relationship analysis with, within your water body. So if you're monitoring for the fluorometric analysis and you start to see it ramp up, and at the same time you're seeing your cell counts increase, or you're starting to see hits in your cyanotoxin, then you kind of know that, you'll have an idea of what to look for. And so then next year, if you're monitoring with your fluorometry, and you start to see it really start to increase, like you scan, you do your sample, and it's up to well over 1,000 or something like that. You're probably either you either have a bloom or you have a bloom coming.
Your
something
bloom
like
coming,
that.
yeah,
So
exactly. So this could be like a
And then-
good early baseline.
Yeah, and there's a lot of
It's true.
they're
Gonna
so
go back
useful.
to analog.
So could you repeat what this one is?
This one is measuring for phycocyanin and phycoerythrin,
Yeah.
and this one's measuring for phycocyanin and chlorophyll.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's a lot.